everybody. I hope you all are enjoying this great and fine and kind of cloudy out here weather. It's still warm. It's 100 and I think it says 107 outside. It's very humid. A little cloudy. Maybe we'll get some rain out of it. Who knows? But as in my previous video, I stated that I lost some of the Moda blocks. I was like, oh, but that's okay. I don't mind. It's been fun redoing the blocks. Um, it is what it is. I'm not gonna stress over it. But I would like to show you so far what I've done. I've done quite a few, and also show you. I don't know whether some would find it interesting or not. I just think it's kind of cool because this is part I enjoy when people are contemplating what how do you choose what fabrics you're going to do. And I don't see many people I don't see many videos on what they do for the process. But so I thought maybe I would show what I do when I'm looking at something or contemplating what process I go through to pick out the colors. And some of them it's interesting to see the different colors that don't seem to belong together, that you can bring them together and they make a beautiful piece. So I'm going to switch the camera and I'll show you the blocks I have so far. I have quite a few. I don't have as many as I'd like. So let me pause the video and I'll switch the camera real quick. Okay, everybody. Yeah, I know, time lapse, but it seems like it took me forever. But these are it's the Moda 6 blocks, and I had most of them done. Somehow I misplaced some of them, as I stated in my previous video. I have no clue. I found a couple of them, and they're actually on they got put into other quilts. Some reason, I guess I thought they were like orphan blocks, and some of them I just could not find. Here's one of my dogs, Pudsey. But here is the blocks that I have so far. Some of them you've seen. I've made videos on them. But these are the ones that I have so far. This is block number 1, and you're supposed to make 2 blocks, so here's my 2. I kind of wanted them to have the same kind of colors, but be separate. So what I changed is this outside one, and then I just changed the sequence. This is a light pink, funny other pink, and this one, and then I just put this color around here, and then I just changed where these sat. That's all. I just switched the 3 pieces, and then I just changed the outside. And what this block is called it's called, I don't know how to pronounce that. I think it's pronounced Regatta. I think that's how. Actually, wrote all the names of the different blocks down. And this is block number 1. I didn't write who the designer was, and I'm sorry about that. I wasn't, but I did write but each one of these Moda blocks are actually quite amazing. And again, at first I thought, okay, I'm just not going to do them, because I couldn't find those missing blocks. And I thought, you know what? There is nothing wrong with updating or redoing skills. And this actually has been a great learning experience, because it doesn't matter how many years or hours or weeks, months that you've been working on a project or quilting, there's never I think that there's you can never be um, knowledgeable enough to where you can't improve your knowledge of how to do something. And repetition helps to increase things that we do. Um, and I've looked at like these angles, and it's okay, but as you continue doing like half square triangles, it it helps, and you learn more and more ways in which to get them like they're supposed to be. But I'm not a perfectionist. I'm not even going to attempt to be one. But this is block number 1. I had fun with block number 2. And block number 2 is called Crossroads. And oh my gosh, I love doing this one. And this one also has 2 blocks. Block 1 is 9.5 inches, and block 2 is 9.5. And this one you do 2 blocks. Here's my first block, and there's my second block. I did these 2 identical, simply because I don't know. It's rare that I'll do 2 identical blocks, but and what I decided to do was, even though they are identical, when I put them in the quilt, I will put them like this way, like my green goes this way, and I'll put it the other one this way, so that they're identical, but when you look at them, they won't look identical on the quilt. And again, this one is called Crossroads. And block number 3, oh, this one was so much fun. Block number 3, yes. Block number 3 is called Sunday Best. And this one was so much fun. No, there's a few minor mishaps, and I'm not taking it out for that. This is not completely identical to, it does look like the block, but not completely, like the 4 corners are different. This one is again a 9.5 inch block, and this one you make 2 blocks, or you don't have to, but you can. And then this is my second block. I just chose to do them with a focus on this material here. And I believe, no, it's not. This material here in this one, colors that would go with it, which the yellow and this orangish, burnt orange color, and then, and of course, I chose the same yellow because it does go with this blue, and it just made 2 really interesting blocks. I think it's cool, other than, you know, this mishap, but it is what it is. And again, I'm not taking the block apart to fix it. It'll stay that way. It was done on purpose, and it's staying there. Okay, this is number 3. Number 4 is called Cat's Cradle, and this one I'm really surprised. No, I love the block, but this is 9.5, and then Cat's Cradle, which is number 4, you only make 1 block, and it looks like this. And this is just how I did mine. It was this block was I guess you would call a severe challenge for me, mostly because these things right here are not half square triangles. They're half square rectangles, and I have never made one, ever. They're quite different, and as you can see, I missed this corner. but it's okay. It's okay. I may redo this, but I may not. And this quilt is for me, so it's not like entering it in a show or um, anything. I mean, I could redo this one, um, and you're actually putting two half square rectangles together, and they're done quite unique. Um, Anybody that's never made a half square rectangle, I would highly recommend trying it, just so you can build your skill sets of the different types of techniques that go into making a block or making anything into anything. This one was quite unique, but I'm going to do practice play on this half square rectangle because I want to at least get a little better so I can figure out what I'm doing that's a shortcut, I guess you could say, as we all figure out shortcuts that we can, trying to not talk with my hands, shortcuts or things that we do to make blocks easier for us. So, and then my next block, oh, I just love this next block. It's block number 5, and this next block you make 2 of them, and they're 9.5 inch. It's called Dewdrop. And isn't that cool? I just, when I picked out my colors, I thought, are they really gonna go together? This doesn't exactly look, it is the design that the designers of these blocks went for. I just changed some of the colors. And this one you make 2 blocks, and here's one. I just picked out a center, whatever I wanted my center, and then I picked colors that would kind of match. And then here's my second block. Here's my second one. And they're quite unique. They're different. I think they look good. The thing of it is, and actually I did it on this one too. This right here, this center where I put this, it looks like a really creamy, foggy yellow. What that is actually the back side of this bright yellow. That's that color. And I just flipped it over to make it light. It's like, why not? Why can't, there's nothing saying we can't do that. And I did the same with this purple. And yes, I know there's a boo-boo right there. I did the same with the purple. I'm not real great at making these little things. That was hard because it was so small. But I did the same thing. This purple. And again, I've enjoyed making these simply because, such as this one was okay, and then when I went to make the second one, I have no clue what happened. I mean, it looks okay for the most part, but it just didn't, I don't know, it just didn't, maybe I was tired and could have been doing it so late at night, I don't know. But I just think it looks cool. And again, this is, and I've made sure I marked these so that I don't get them all messed up. And then some of you have seen my other ones. I don't remember which ones I've shown and which ones I haven't. And then the other ones, I'll show you some of the other ones, and then I have block number 10, which block number 10 is, it's called What a Lark, and you make 2 of these, and there's one, and there's the second one. It's kind of unique. I just did them different because I could. And I didn't do too bad, I don't think. And then, of course, these ones everybody has seen because I did this recently. I don't know why I only did 13. Oh, I need to make a second block for this one. And then there's block 13. And block 14. Yeah, some of these I need to make my second block. I don't know why I didn't. That's block 14. And then, I guess I just didn't, oh, block 15, which is pedal pusher. That's this one. Only need one of these blocks. And then 16, which is cloud 9. Only need one of these blocks. This one was fun to make. And then, of course, block 17, which you make 8 of them. And there's one. There's that one. There's 3. There's 4. And 5. 6. And 7. And 8. These are what they call fill-in blocks. I've seen some of the layouts for what this quilt is going to look like. I'm going to try to put these back in order here. And then I'll show you something, how I choose. I don't know if this is a way to choose or it's some of the process I go through when I'm picking out colors, because I don't use standard colors. Most of you know that I like the scrappiness. Sometimes I don't always use scrappy, as I showed you. Example, this is not what I would call scrappy, because these colors were part of a back quarter bundle, so they're designed to go together, and so it's not what I would consider scrappy. This would kind of be scrappy. Again, same thing here. All these colors were part of a fat quarter bundle, so they're designed to go together. And these are scrappy. They're, you know, different. And this is not white. It's actually a light gray with little speckles in it, and it just looks, it's unique. But the process in which let me put these over here. The next block I'm going to be making is this one, which is this one. This is the Moonbeam. And Robin Pickens. Oh, she's such a, oh my goodness. Robin Pickens is, as a pattern designer and a block maker, she is so amazing. Amazing, some of the blocks she's done. I have them on my computer and save the screenshots of them. The colors she chooses are amazing. And that's where I took and thought, okay, let me see if I can choose colors that not necessarily go together, but I want to see what they do. So my process is looking at this and taking it, okay, what pieces do I want to do what? And the first thing I did was these big circles, these big ones. And because that's the main, to me, that was the main focus, is those big circles. So here's what I'm using for the main, those big circles. And then I just went from there, and these are just the different, I'm going to use like this as part of the center and throughout. I decided, because of this is going to be the background on this one, which is everything around here, some of it. I'm going to use yellow for, there's two pieces here that are snowballed onto the inside. These ones, I'm going to use that yellow. Then this will be the four corners here, and this is on the four corners, and then this purple will be the center of this, and also the purple will make these arrows. The red is a background. My hubby was in here and he thought that red would make a great background. I went, okay, I can do that. Because I was going to do white or black, and to me it just dulled it too much. But that's the process I go through. And so I thought I would show you what updates I have done. So yes, I've been sewing. So let me pause the camera real quick. So now you've seen what I've been doing, and then I was watching the great the different channels that are doing that jelly roll race. Oh my goodness, that's an amazing, and it reminds me of all the Borgellos I've done. I love doing Borgellos, but they're very, very because you're just sewing strips and sewing strips and sewing strips. They're amazing to do, and I may do them. The difference is the jelly roll race is kind of designed on the jelly rolls, and I don't purchase online, as many of you know, so it's a matter of I would have to cut either from the yardage I have or from fat quarter bundles, which I buy. I would have to cut 2.5-inch strips. And or the other option, and I may do this, is taking my scraps, 2.5-inch scraps, and sewing them together and doing the same thing. I mean, you're basically doing the same thing. It would just make it look a little more scrappy, and I mean, you're just sewing strips of fabric together. So I haven't decided, but I may do that with this 2.5-inch pieces, whether they're squares or straight pieces or long or short. I think it would look amazing. But that's just my opinion. It don't matter much. It's I just like the scrappy. I have a hard time doing the same thing over and over and over again because I do get bored doing it. That's why I did the previous quilt, because it wasn't doing the same blocks over and over. And the same with these Moda blocks. You're not doing the same block each week. You might be using some of the same techniques or some of the same applications that go into the different blocks, but the block is not repeating over and over. And I've actually enjoyed it because I'm able to sharpen my skills. No, I don't. No, my vision will prevent. No, I not say prevent. My vision kind of hinders me making things a little better. But I think that's all of us. We are our own worst critique. And we see things that nobody else sees. Unless you point it out. Unless we point it out. See, look at that, look at that. And then you notice it. But I just notice things that are, and nobody else sees them. Nobody. It's like, there's nothing there. It's like, but I can see it. And that's because, again, we are our own worst critic. So, I just thought I'd update everybody, and again, I thank everybody for watching my videos, and I hope they continue to inspire people, or people enjoy watching them. And everybody, please find that happy place where you're enjoying yourselves, and doing what makes you happy, no matter what that is, even if that is staring up at the ceiling, um, watching the fan go around in circles, or watching the silly dog run back and forth across the floor. I don't know what he's doing. I think the cat, either the cat's chasing him or he's chasing the cat. I have weird animals. Most dogs will chase cats. Well, these dogs chase cats, and it's fine as long as the cat is kind of running. But then the cat stops, turns around, and then the dog's like, "This is not right." And then the cats proceed to chase the dogs, or the cats will hide behind a door and wait till the dog passes, and the dogs know they're there because you can tell they're squinting their faces and like this. They know what's going to happen when they pass, and so the cat comes out and swats them on the behind. I the cats have never ever used. Well, I can't say never. Once in a while they use claws, but it's rare. Um, and it's usually they just pat them on the behind. The only time I've seen the cats use their claws is when one of the dogs decide, I'm a dog and you're a cat. And, well, cats have claws. And they get their noses slapped. And it is with claws. And the dog, does the kai thing. And I'm like, sorry, I guess you shouldn't have been doing what you were doing. But I hope everybody is enjoying their day, and I will talk to everybody later. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.